Hi folks, Ricky Tang here. I hope you're all keeping well. Now on the 27th of October 2022, BMW announced a new R1250R for 2023. There had been expectations that both this model and the 1250 RS would be updated for 2023 at some point this year. In fact, there are even rumours that the 1250 models would be replaced with all new R1300 model road bikes, and so expectations were high from some people about the latest announcement. The truth is that this new release represents more of a mid-life update to the model that will keep it relevant in its marketplace for another year or two. As you might know, I own an R1250R from 2021. I bought it new, and in just over 18 months I've put about 10,000 miles on the clock. So I was keen to see whether the new model would end up with me getting into even more debt. And so let's have a look at the headline features. The obvious update is a switch to a full LED headlight, which is long overdue in my opinion. This headlight also has the option of adaptive cornering lights, which comes as standard on the SE model. More about the different specs of this bike a little bit later on. Now, while I'm happy that we now finally have an LED headlamp, we'll have to wait and see if that actually translates to a good performance at night. For example, there are owners of the 2021 onwards model S1000R which do not have nice things to say about their LED headlight. Before I go into more details, I'd like to explain that this bike is still available in two basic configurations. You can buy the base spec model, or you can buy the SE model. The SE model comes with dynamic ESA, electronically adjustable suspension, as well as other features that you'd have to pay extra for on the standard or the base model. However, a big update for the base model is the addition now of lean sensitive ABS and traction control, which were previously optional extras. So that is a great safety enhancement in my view. After the initial choice of base spec or SE spec, the bike's available in three colours, which also vary the spec slightly. The lowest cost option is called Ice Grey. The next spec up from Ice Grey is called Sport, and that comes in a racing blue metallic colour scheme. This model is actually delivered in a single seat configuration. The pillion seat and foot pegs are available as a free of charge option on this model. Now this model comes with a lower handlebar, the Sport handlebar, compared to the other two specs. The final colour option is called Triple Black, and that is an option that's proven popular over several other BMW models over the years, not least the GS. This comes with a stainless steel lower spoiler instead of a plastic item, and also a stainless steel fuel tank trim over the top centre of the tank. Again, the pillion package can be added free of charge to this model when you're speccing it up. But as I understand it, if you spec the pillion seat option or the pillion package, you do not also get the single seat conversion, the single seat cover in with the bike. It's going to be one or the other. Do confirm this with your dealer. After those main updates, the rest of the updates are somewhat smaller. One welcome change to the whole range is the addition to the Sport core screen, which previously, as I understand it, was only an option with Riding Modes Pro. This adds the sports display that you may have seen if you've watched any of my track day videos. Now I'd like to signal a touch of caution here. Now in one of the press shots you see the display of the R1250R with this new sport screen, and you can see there's little arrow icons on either side of the screen. That gives you the impression that you can scroll left or right to change the available screen. Now on the S1000R and the F900R, it's possible to scroll sideways from the sports screen to get a variation of that screen with a lap timer. Now what I've discovered is that all these initial press shots for the R1250R are in fact computer mock-ups. You can tell by looking at certain parts of the bike in close-up, such as the holes drilled through the brake discs, or certain fasteners, that they have a polygonal or angled look to them, which is a dead giveaway that this picture is, or these pictures are computer generated. Also, if you take a look at the brake caliper here, you can see that the anti-chatter plate and spring are actually in the same material as the brake caliper itself, which is highly unlikely. Now while these renders are very high quality and I would love a 3D model of my own bike, I worry that this image of the sports screen basically is made up, and I don't believe that we're going to get the full range of sports screens including a lap timer on the R1250. I think you're just going to get the same screen that I had without having to buy an option to get hold of it. It may be the case that those extra screens won't be available at launch, but may be available with a software update. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Other than this, all models now get an eco riding mode, which tried to encourage you to ride economically by having an economy indicator at the top of the screen, as well as using a softer throttle map automatically on the bike. But you can switch out that throttle mode at any time to get more performance. All models now have a 5V 2.4 amp USB-A socket in addition to the 12V DIN socket that was already on the bike. Intelligent emergency call is now standard across the board, which I believe means that all bikes will come with an SOS button. So potentially if you're involved in an accident, the bike could call the emergency services automatically or put you in touch with an operator in the event of a fault with the bike. New optional extras now include heated grips with 5 heat settings instead of the current 2 heat settings, and also heated seats for the rider and passenger. The rider gets 5 options for heating and the passenger gets 2. Now, if you spec the heated seats, you must spec the heated grips as well. Also, there are new spoked wheels, which look very nice and are designed for tubeless tyres. One point of confusion for me surrounds a function called MSR, or Dynamic Engine Brake Control. It's supposedly a new feature which is on top of Riding Modes Pro, so you've got to choose that option. What it'll do is add a little bit of throttle if you're going down the gears quickly and the bike detects that the rear wheel's about to lock. The thing is, I've got that option on my bike, the 2021 model with Riding Modes Pro. It's also mentioned in my owner's manual, which dates back to 2020, so it's not a new feature at all, so I'm a little bit confused about that. Now onto a personal note, are these changes enough to make me want to upgrade my bike to the latest model? No, not really, and I don't think BMW were really expecting owners of the current bike to jump to owning this new midlife or slightly updated model. But if I was in the market for one of these bikes, the updates would make me look for one of the new models rather than looking for one of the current models, even if they were discounted, unless I was very short on cash. There are no power changes though, no power delivery updates at all, so both bikes perform equally as well as each other. I think they pretty much weigh the same as well. But yeah, the new features I think are worthwhile additions to the bike if you're in the market for one. Personally, I think I'd opt for the triple black one, although it's a shame that the lower spoiler and the radiator covers are black also. And if money were no object, I'd probably plump for the spoked wheels and the sports exhaust, the Akrapovic, but money is an object, so that would make it a very expensive bike. That spec, the SE model, triple black, spoked wheels, Akrapovic exhaust, would be over £18,000 in the UK, which is frankly a frightening amount of money. But anyway, that's about it for me. Let me know in the comments of what you think of this new updated model and what you were really looking for or hoping would be announced rather than what we actually got. But until the next time folks, take care of yourselves. Hopefully see you in another video. Ta-da.